330 Aragain, Sentimental Queen 350. Ready. Overthought went up. Overthought went up into the gates, missed the kick by 3 or 4. Locomotive first of them to jump away with Aconite. Aragain, Brothers Keepers there as well in the early speed. Followed by Blue Horse and then Plead the Fifth. Getting back Freedom by Choice. Sentimental Queen in the back half early on. Vintage Stock, Altamont and Overthought, who bungled the start back there a clear last as they work past the 1200 settling into stride. And the big showy chestnut Locomotive is towing them along in front. 3/4 Brothers Keeper getting a bit keen there, wants to fire up onto the bridle. A length and a half to Aragain, who's over on the inside. She'd settled up running third, 1,000 to go, but is being closely attended by Aconite. Then came Blue Horse down on the inside of Plead the Fifth when they leave the back. After one, Freedom by Choice. Sentimental Queen back there with only the 3 behind her. They included Vintage Stock, Altamont and Overthought. In this order, passing the 700. Down the side they race. Locomotive on top, 3/4 clear. Brothers Keeper now just given a little more rein to stride up there and test. Locomotive nearing the turn and got a half a length on it coming to the bend. Aragain behind them with Aconite, followed by Freedom by Choice. Blue Horse getting up near the inside of Plead the Fifth. Sentimental Queen headed the remainder with Vintage Stock as they'd straighten for home, and Aragain, Aconite go up to Brothers Keeper. Blue Horse gets the split. Locomotive battles away down the outside. Freedom by Choice is starting to run on very strongly at the 200. Freedom by Choice, Aconite, they've got the better of Aragain. Freedom by Choice, Aconite coming back, and so's Aragain. Not done with yet, Aragain. Aragain, Freedom by Choice, Aconite. Freedom by Choice has the head in front. Freedom by Choice wins it. Freedom by Choice scored narrowly from Aragain, Aconite. In behind them, Altamont or Vintage Stock for 4th from Plead the Fifth. Overthought beat a few home after missing the start badly. Went up in the air as the gates opened. Sentimental Queen, Blue Horse behind them. Locomotive really gave up the ghost on the corner, and so did Brothers Keeper, who's back with it amongst the last in. Clint Johnston Porter guides home a roughie. It's Freedom by Choice. Second up, the Geraldton Galloper, who is with Trevor Andrews these days. Ridden by Clint Johnston Porter, who's been back in fine winning form in the metropolitan area in the last couple of weeks. And he's guided one home at long odds. Beats Aragain. Kira Yule, who came again with Aconite and Altamont Vintage Stock. They were back there together in a very tight photo result for the pick 4. The winner is by Red Hot Choice out of the Ken Vane mare Call of Freedom. Raced by Brett Renner. Trained by Trevor Andrews. Ridden by Clint Johnston Porter. Number 6, Aragain, second by Niagara from Athenry, prepared by Chris Willis. Kira Yule in the saddle. 1 Aconite, third by Discourcy from Truancy, handled by Lackey Romilly. Brett Pope prepares, and 8 Altamont, 4th home. 7, 6, 1, 8 the numbers. Back there, 5th the Vintage Stock. 3/4 of a length along head the margins, and the time is 1:43.14, and they've rolled home in 37.60 there. So Freedom by Choice, the winner of 7 from 55, always been a pretty handy horse up on the Midwest Coast, an 8-year-old now, and was having its second run back in this preparation. And for the 9th time, second up in a campaign, produces its very first win. Okay, let's see if it caught the trainer by surprise as we join Brittany, who's down there in the yard.
Thanks, Darren. I do have Trevor Andrews here. Clint Johnston Porter bringing back in Freedom by Choice as Clint notches up his 300th career win. Trevor, we were watching Clint with great interest during the run because we saw him pop out 3 deep pretty early. Run us through the race as you saw it.
Yeah, he began quite well, and I just said to Clint, just try and be up in the first half dozen. He looked to be in a really good spot. Then he popped out 3 deep down the back. I thought, well, you must think you're travelling better than I think you are. And he probably an old horse like him, like a bit of space and even tempo run race, not a walk and a sprint to sort of get him off the bridle. But I wasn't overly keen on him today. I thought next start over a middle distance would have been more ideal. But the owners, Bruce and Brett Renner, give me a bit of confidence and thought he'd run really good. So really happy for them. They've supported me well in the past, and good to win a race with this bloke, and look forward to stepping him up further.
We obviously saw him have that campaign in Geraldton. How did he return to Ascot this time?
Yeah, well, they just, obviously the Geraldton season finished and they thought he had a few more runs in him this prep. So my wife Joanne does all the work on him and she just loves him dearly. And she said he's a pretty genuine horse and she'll be tickled pink that he's won. So good result.
Well, congratulations to you. A nice result, as you mentioned.
Thank you.
Trevor Andrews, trainer of Freedom by Choice. Clint Johnson-Porter weighing in after his 300th career victory, brings up that milestone for Clint, and he does it on one that perhaps the punters weren't expecting.
Gets her under the guard of the punters, goes around at 40-1. That's after Clint rode a 100-1 winner during the week, so he's a bit of the man at the moment at Clint Johnson-Porter, riding winners left, right and centre. Even Zip Your Lips paid a fortune during the week. Clint, talk us through the run there, because we were watching it live and thought at the 1,000, geez, Clint must be going okay when he popped out.
Yeah, I was travelling well at that stage of the race. I seen him starting to stack, so I didn't really want to be interrupted with a stop and start run, so I just popped out and let him breeze up down the outside, and I know he's a good stayer, so I just treated him like a stayer.
Exactly right. It looks as though that race was panning out well for him. The faster they were going, the happier he must have been.
Yeah, the faster they went, I knew getting to the 800 I was travelling well still, and I just, turned it into a real staying race for me.
Speaking about almost staying races and going fast in the next, we've got Wrinkly engaged, and Massimo, what's your plan from gate number 8?
Yeah, just to roll along. We're probably not going to ride him out of pattern too much. Just happened to see how the race pans out. I think he's going well, and it's just a matter of getting him to settle.
And money matters after that. Could be a big afternoon. Good luck to you, Clint.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
Johnson-Porter, win number 300, comes with Freedom by Choice. Surprise for the punters, $41. Nice juicy dividend. 7, 6 and 1, the numbers out of race.